Hey everyone, welcome back to the Blue Infinity Property channel. The last series that I completed was all around finding and sourcing great potential investment properties. I talked to you through some of the tips on people you could work with, how you can leverage agents, how you can leverage your day-to-day commute and sort of, walking around your neighborhood. And the logical next step, once you've identified and probably completed on and purchased, once you've identified a potentially good investment property, obviously the next thing you're going to want to do is to go and view the property to see whether or not it lives up to the expectations from the ad. Now, this new series that I'm starting today is all about what to look for when you're going to view a potential investment property. So first, the thing that I'm going to cover today in today's video is all about what boxes that property ticks. Obviously, you've done your desktop research, you've done some of your initial due diligence on the neighborhood, on the local amenities, but now it's time for you to actually put the pedal to the metal or start pounding the pavement, whatever metaphor you want to use, and actually go out there and see the property in the flesh. Now, when you do, some of the things to be looking out for are, first of all, what amenities are close by? Are the amenities that are within walking distance, whether it's, off licenses, post offices, pharmacies, supermarkets, all of those kinds of things, are those the amenities that your target tenant type is going to want and that they are going to need? Is it close to, how close is it to the nearest bus stop? How close is it to the nearest train station? How close is it to the nearest tube or subway station? All of the amenities that your target tenant is going to be looking for, you really need to get a good understanding as to whether or not this property ticks those boxes. And then similarly, internally, once you go inside the property, whether it's a flat or a house or whatever it is that you're looking for, again, with your end tenant in mind, is it ticking the right boxes? Is it the right size? Does it have the right number of bedrooms? Does it have the right size kitchen? Does it have the right size lounge? And all of these things that you would need to consider if you are going to purchase this property, because obviously you are purchasing it with an end tenant or an end buyer in mind. So you want to go through this entire first property visit with that person or that target tenant in mind, and make sure that the property, both from the neighborhood as well as internally, ticks the right boxes. You also want to make sure that it ticks the right boxes financially. Now, depending on what your financial situation is, you may or may not be able to afford a property that needs a lot of refurbishment, but sometimes it's hard to tell from the very, very well chosen lighting and the great angles that professional photographers will use to market a property. And what looks amazing online might look absolutely rubbish when you get and see it in person. So again, when viewing that property, keep an eye open for the big ticket items or even small ticket items that can add up that might need improving upon, or whatever level of refurbishment you're going to need to do in order for this property to tick those boxes for both your end tenant as well as your pocketbook. So that's tip one. When viewing potential investment properties in person, make sure it ticks all of the right boxes based on the criteria that you have decided upon that are important both to you as well as your target tenant or target buyer. That is it for now. Please come back next week for tip number 2 in this series, and I will look forward to speaking to you then. Bye.